We should be allowed to speak. We should be. The First Amendment says that we have that right. So how dare you all come along and say we don't? How is it that we are allowed to have freedom of speech, and yet you won't let me cast a vote? And I believe that voting is a way of speaking. In my language, in communicating, I believe that if I vote, and the people that I vote for actually make it to office, or even if they don't, at least I had the opportunity to say, I want that person in office. I want this person. I believe in what this person is talking about. And for you to silence me and tell me that I can't is just unacceptable. It's always been unacceptable. I believe I saw something on Netflix called 13, as a matter of fact. Right? I watched this entire documentary. Right? And yes, it was this whole thing has been designed to keep us bound up, per se, whether it be legally or illegally. Legally was through the incarceration, and illegally was through slavery. This is the first time I've ever actually been able to vote. And I'm 52 years old. Now, that's not saying that the right hasn't always been there, because the right was there. I messed it up when I became an offender. But it was also wrong for them to suppress me as an offender, because no matter what, I am still a human being. I should tell you that I was convicted for not only theft and prostitution, I also was convicted for assault. I was convicted for child endangerment. In fact, child endangerment was probably my second charge, because I had 2 children and I didn't know what to do with them. And that's just keeping it real. Being an addict out there, shouldn't have probably never had them, but God saw fit to give them to me. But that's on my record. I come from a family of addicts. My father was an alcoholic. My brother and sister were addicts. And that's all I knew. That's all I seen. I come from a family of incest. Right? My stepfather was a child predator. He raped us from the time we was 5 to we was 15. And I say us because I have a twin sister. And he abused both of us. A lot of things that came out of our childhood and into our adulthood came stemming from that, from the incest itself. We became people we didn't know how to... We became people who wanted to be someone else, simply because we didn't want to be the people we were. 1978, the system found out that my stepfather was an abuser, but you did nothing about it. You allowed him to continue to raise me. You allowed him to continue to rape me. And I felt as though the world definitely owed me something, especially America, because here is where I lived. And I was supposed to be protected. I was supposed to be taught to take care of myself and you know, evolved into what it was to become a young person and grow up and want to become something other than just being African American or being black back then, or nigger, as they called us. You know, but it wasn't like that. Which means that I had no rights, period, then. I had no rights way back when Martin Luther King and all them people marched for us, and you all said we had the right. We still didn't have them. And that made me angry. Today, because you allow me to vote as an ex-offender, doesn't tell me that I have any rights still. Because I still view it as we still have no rights. The law says that if I lock you up and you go and you do X amount of time in this facility that they call a jail or a prison, that my debt is paid to society. That's what the law said. But when I come out here, I still got to give you time on parole, probation. I still got to have a home monitor thing so you all can keep tabs on me, and yet I'm not allowed to work or I'm not allowed to educate myself any further than I'm already educated. I'm not allowed to do a lot of things simply because you want to be the oppressor and still oppress. What I know to be is this. Let me tell Governor Hogan from my point of view, right? For as long as that you think it is that we have not paid our debt, our debts have been paid time and time and time and time again. And it wasn't just through incarceration. It's through the oppression that you inflicted on us, your ancestors, the ancestors before that, the ancestors before that, from the beginning of America. That has always been paid. We never owed these people anything. They owe us. I may have committed some things out here only because of the oppression you inflicted on us in the first place. You said I was this, I became that, and that's the way I acted. Until I was shedded some light, and the light says that I never was born to be your slave. I never was born to be your animal. I never was born to be your concubine. I was never born to be incarcerated in your facilities. I was always born to be free. I was always born to be able to speak my mind. Always born to be able to cast my opinions out here in this world. So to say that I haven't paid my debt, y'all haven't even begun to pay the debt that you owe us. Let's come together as a people. Let's stand up and speak our voices. You know, let's do the same fight that Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Rosa Parks, and Harriet Tubman, and Mary McLeod Bethune, and Frederick Douglass, and all these people. They all did their thing when it came to fighting for us. And that's what we need to do today in the year 2016. And we need to carry that on to the year 20 whatever, or 30 whatever, or however long this world is in existence. We need to come back together as a people.